morning. First and foremost, it's starting to feel like a little bit like fall, which makes my heart just so freaking happy. I went for my walk this morning and it was like upper 60s and just like the air feels different and it just feels so good. And I love fall. It's my favorite time of the year. Plus my birthday is in September. Really crazy. As I looked at the time, it was 9/29, which is my birthday, 9/29. So very weird, very aligned. Anyway, I also wanted to just say shout out to Taylor Swift. I don't even claim to be a Swiftie because I liked Taylor Swift before Swifties were even like a name. I'm an OG. Like I bought her original album. I love her so much. And in all aspects of life, I'm like, holy crap, is she not a brilliant businesswoman, but also she's so fierce. Like the amount of hate that she has like encountered and just like continued to persevere, and the amount of love that she just gives and gives and gives. I just have so much respect for her. So I'm very happy for her. And I love Travis Kelce as well. Like, holy crap, I'm so happy. Yesterday was a very good day. Anyway, all of that to say, today I want to talk on this live, on this training, about what I posted the other day. I created this carousel that was basically shouting out one of my clients when she came to me and we were talking about her revenue. And this is a frequent conversation that I have with my clients. Obviously, I'm a content coach and a business mentor. So at the core of what I do, the goal is for you to build your business and make a ton of money. Like that is the goal. And all of that happens from doing a series of multiple different things that are not difficult. It's like the work is simple, but it requires hard work. Yeah, the work is simple, but it requires hard work. All of that to say, she came to me and she was stressed out, like stressed about her money. She works for herself, so there is no other source of income. And she was feeling like, I am not going to reach my annual goal. And she has a financial advisor. So she wants to go to this financial advisor and be like, I'm on top of my ish. I'm feeling very confident. I'm feeling like I'm secure. And she lives on her own. She's single. She lives in a city and she pays like over $3,000 in rent. All of that to say, she obviously has like this natural stress that she puts on herself to make money, which totally understand that. Like you kind of have to feel that if you're, relying on your business to build your life and serve you in that way and be your source of income. So when she came to me and she was feeling super stressed out about her income and she was like, I can't get out of my own head. Like, she's like, I know I shouldn't be focusing so much on money, but it's like, I need to make money. And it's like, she's enlightened enough to know if I need it that bad and I feel desperate for it, it's not the right energetic place to be. So I could have stated the obvious to her. I could have been like, let's talk about your energetics. I could have been like, let's talk about your energetics and like, take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. Which sometimes is honestly the answer, but in this moment, that was not the answer. I could have also stated the obvious and been like, okay, let's go through your offer suite and let's pick like a high ticket program that we can blast marketing for. And you need to sell X amount of seats into this program to make X amount of money so that you can feel good again. And I could have done that. And then we could have strategized ways where she could have gone and done that. However, I'm like, that's not really the solution either. There's a thing underneath a thing, underneath a thing, underneath a thing when it comes to a problem. And to slap a Band-Aid on it and just say, go hustle more, or like raise your frequency, or like get into a better energetic state. It's like, that's not always the solution. So for me, I thought to myself, I need to coach her differently in this moment. So I walked her through what I call mission, staying on mission. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because within less than 10 days after we went through this session, she made an extra $6,000 in her business. And then fast forward to last night, she let me know that this is going to be like a $20K month for her, which will be the highest cash month that she's ever had in business. And I solely believe that this is because she stayed on mission. And I'm going to tell you exactly what staying on mission means. However, I want to back up because not for one moment do I think any of us should feel ashamed for wanting more money, but the amount of stress that we put on ourselves to hit a 10K month, like that's so popular in our space, in our realm of business, like hit a 10K month or hit a 20K month, 50K month. And then like you work backwards, and you've probably been taught to reverse engineer. Like if you need X amount of cash in your monthly business, then you need to have X amount of people in this space, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's the easy math of doing this. The problem with that approach is it's very elementary in my opinion. Like it's a very beginner mindset. And yes, it works when you are a beginner. But when you're at the point where you're like, okay, I already know that, like, help me think differently about this. That's where it's like, okay, let's put on this hat of like, you are the CEO. How do we approach this as a CEO instead of thinking to myself, just get numbers in, like get people, get bodies in. Like that's not why we started this business. We start our businesses because we want to make impact on people. We start our business because we have this message that we want to get out there, and we have a mission that we're on, and we want to build an empire, and we want it to feel effortless. We want it to feel fun. We want it to light us up. We want to feel fulfilled by it. So take all of those feelings, and like you know from studying energetics, how do you make those feelings exist right now? It's very simple. This is what I coached her through. I asked her to pick 2 clients in her world, and she has multiple clients in her world, okay? So she has one-on-ones. She has a community space where it's like high ticket. It's a mastermind. She has group programs. She has other low ticket spaces. So she could have picked 2 clients out of a plethora of clients. If you don't have that many clients, this should be even easier for you. But she picked 2 clients, and I said, with these 2 clients, now her niche is different than mine, but slightly, but this can be applicable to any niche. It doesn't matter if you're in business or like you're in health and wellness, you're in financial coaching, you're in relationship coaching. It does not matter. Pick 2 clients. Now we went through these 2 clients, and I asked her, like, tell me about these people. Like, why did you pick these 2 people? Are they people that you feel like if you coached them, they would respond and meet you halfway and do the work that you're coaching them through? Because that's very important. Like all of us have clients that we love, but sometimes our clients, like, they don't always respond in a way where they're like willing to take risks or try what you want them to try. And that doesn't mean they're a bad client, but I wanted her to pick this dream client that would respond and take action quickly. So she chose these 2 clients. They're powerhouses within her world. And I said, let's talk about a goal that they have not achieved yet, that if they were to achieve, you would feel like the best coach in the world. Like if they could achieve this one thing, you would be like, holy crap, I can't believe I helped guide them to this milestone. I feel really good about that. So we picked that milestone out for these 2 people, and they were different for each. They're not the same. So again, it's like you're a coach, know your players. Everybody's got a different goal. Everybody's got a different personality. You're going to have to approach people differently if you really, really, really want to make impact, which we do. So she chose 2 different goals for these people. And I asked her, what's a good time frame? Like what's a deadline that you could get these people to that goal? And these were, for her, she's a business coach, but in the fitness realm. So she coaches fitness coaches to build their business. And so she wanted to help these 2 people get to a monetary goal. And I said, what's the deadline? Like, when can you get them to this monthly recurring revenue goal that you have for them? How quickly can we do this? And she first set out to October. And that's where I'm like, I love the idea of like probing my clients and asking questions, not to trick them, but I love like the answer is always a little safer than I want it to be. So she said October, and I said, no, this is September. Like we're pushing. Like this is, we're going to make this happen quickly. So then she like kind of laughed, and you could tell like she was a little bit nervous, and she was like, okay. And I said, great. Now, if our goal is to do this by September, what are some things that you could do to go above and beyond to help this client without charging more? Like they're already paying to be in your world. You see potential in them. You see that they really want this. They have the drive, they have the grit, and they respond to you and they show up. What can you do to go above and beyond to assist them in their goal? And so she came up with these ideas, you guys, like you wouldn't even believe how quickly she acted, first of all. So she's thinking to herself, if I'm going to go above and beyond for these 2 people, I want to get them to the goal by September. I mean, it was the middle of August when we had this call. And I said, okay, list out some ideas. Like, what are some things that you can do? And she came up with these brilliant ideas. And I said, great, here's the process. You are going to take these 2 missions. I don't even like to call them goals because it's a mission. This is the reason why she started her business. You're going to take these 2 missions for these 2 specific clients. You are going to pour everything you have into these clients. And along the way, you're going to talk about that in your social media. You're going to talk about how the things you're doing to coach them. You're going to talk about how they respond to you. You're going to talk about the characteristics of this client. The reason that you love working with this client is because they listen to you. They're coachable. Like, they actually do the work and they're not complaining about it. They go full force. So I want you to talk about that. And immediately upon her doing this, she had multiple DMs from other people like, whoa, I want to be in your world. Like, whoa, where do I sign up? Like, how do I hire you? Like, this is perfect. Like, I need that sort of support. And I'm telling you, because she stayed on mission, because she actually poured into her people instead of thinking, how can I get more people to make more money? She thought, I'm going to go deeper with the people that I already have. Her income immediately responded. Immediately. Like, money, this is the perfect description of how money and revenue in your business is the byproduct of you staying on mission, of you doing the work that you set out to do. Money doesn't come because you sit around and you think you're stressed about wanting more money. That's not how this works. She did the work behind the scenes, but then she put that into her content, into her marketing, if you will. And people can feel that energy. It's unspoken. When you really care about making a difference and you really care about helping people get a result, that is unspoken energy. I don't care how good your messaging is. It's smelled, like we can smell it, and it's felt. It's felt through the phone. It jumps off of your content without you even trying. So then fast forward. So she makes this $6,000 drops from the sky, basically. She makes $6,000. And then fast forward to last night, she's sending me this message and she's like, I can't believe this, but I'm going to have a 20K month. Like, I went from freaking out about potentially not hitting 10K to doubling that. I'm going to hit 20K. Now, let me bring this full circle for you guys listening. Full freaking circle. My mission is to serve her. My mission is to serve her. So this is insane how this is happening, because she's one of those clients for me that I can tell her to do anything and she will run through a brick wall. And it's not like I tell her to do a ton of stuff. Like, I'm very particular and intentional with how I coach her, but she is highly responsive to me. She is, I don't know if I know anybody else who works as hard as her, so it's very fun for me to coach her. She is my mission. So all the while, notice here, I'm going live talking to you guys about how I'm coaching her. So this is like all this is. When people overthink content and they think I need to have like a better message, I need to be able to speak directly to my ideal client, that's when I'm like, what are you doing behind the scenes? How are you actually helping people? Can I find that immediately in your content? Because if I can't, I don't give a shit how good your message is. I don't care how good you are at speaking to your ideal client. What are you doing behind the scenes to better your people, to serve your people? And once you have that like locked in, once you're able to articulate and like express how you actually help people and they get results, it is game freaking over. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm going to invest into a mentor, which I've been investing at high amounts lately. I have a group program that I'm a part of, and it's starting in September. I hired a one-on-one mentor, and these people are not cheap that I'm hiring. I'm going for the sharks. Like, I want to learn from the best. And when I do that, all I need to see in order to believe that they can help me is the proof that they've helped other people. That's all I need to see. Like, their messaging does a little bit for me, for sure. But the fact that they continuously show up, there's an energy to that. Like, they're always in my face. Like, they're like a disease. Like, I can't turn you off. I'd have to mute you for you to go away. But also, like, they're blasting their client results. Like, they're blasting their client experience. They're blasting the way that they help their people. There's no holding back on that. And that's when I'm like, I'm in. I don't even need to have a sales call with you. Actually, I prefer not to. That's the type of client that I am. I'm like, I don't want to be sold to. Like, there's nothing you can say to me that's going to persuade me. I need to see proof. And that's how I buy, which is naturally probably how my ideal client buys. Like they need to see proof. So it's like, I take all of that into consideration. And as I'm sitting here, I'm a content coach. I'm constantly trying to crack codes on content. Like, what is it that makes content good? And there's so much to it. And there's so many different angles, because at the same time, like, you have to really enjoy creating your own content. I believe that fully. Content at its core is self-expression. But there's also a play and a strategy here where it's like, are you infusing what you actually do to help people? Are you infusing the way that you are different in your approach to coaching? That you are different in the fact that you get people results and you go full force at helping someone. That is a wrap, because I had to share that with you guys, because coaching is the joy of my life. Like, it truly is. Like, I'm obsessed with what I get to do. I feel like it's the greatest honor to work with these women who stop at nothing on their pursuit of getting what they want. Like, truly, like, these women are insanely powerful. But I'm always looking at, like, how can I be a better coach? Because I have strategies for days. Like, strategy is easy. You can go Google that shit. You can go YouTube, whatever you want for strategy. Go find a content strategy. Great. But for me, it's like, I pride myself on knowing my people, knowing my players. And I've been like an actual coach. Like, I actually have my master's degree in education with a focus on coaching, which is really cool. But I've also coached at a collegiate level. I coached college basketball players, women, and I've also coached middle school basketball players and volleyball players. And so I love coaching. And to me, coaching is totally different than teaching, which is also totally different from mentoring. Like, there's all these different angles, and I bring them all together in one, and I get to really know my people. And that's why some of my spaces where you have proximity to me, they're a little bit more expensive, because I spend so much time and energy. I have a block on my calendar where I actually go and I look at my clients' content, and I'm like, what have they been up to? And I get to know them through their content, while I also get to know, like, geez, you're really playing small, or like, you're not taking up enough space, or like, you're not clear on what you want this message to sound like. All of that to say, I would love to invite you into the Takeover Mastermind, which is my 6-month mastermind space. So in 6 months, you would work with me and a team of women inside of this amazing powerhouse room where we do so much to make sure that your personal brand is strengthened, but also all the while coaching you on your business and your strategy and making sure that you get to whatever it is that you want to get to. And I will go above and beyond to support you there and make sure that you have that. And the Takeover is truly like my favorite space. I've dedicated all of 2025, the last 9 months, I've dedicated my energy to making sure that the Takeover is that place, is the place on the internet. It's like the online corner for you to come in and transform the way that you run your business, the way that you create content, and the way that you personally develop. Because to me, all of this is a matter of like getting stronger from within. All of that to say, if you are interested in the Takeover, you can either slide in my DMs and we can have a conversation. That's another thing is like, I will never be the person to convince you to join this mastermind. I don't want to convince anyone. If I have to convince you, you're not the right one. But I understand like some people do have questions. So if you're like, I have some questions and I want to know if this is the right space for me, my DMs are always open and I can have that natural conversation. I won't even send you the link until you ask for it. I don't care to sell you. Also, if you're like, no, I actually know that this is the space for me and I need to be in that room because I need to grow and like enough is enough. Like I need to be in a room like that. The application link lives in my bio, or you can DM me and I can send it directly to you, but you do have to apply to join this mastermind. The reason for that is because I protect the culture of this mastermind at all costs. There's also a cap on the room. So you should know if you're like shopping around and you're looking at masterminds, especially as the year is like we're almost in Q4. If you're shopping around looking for masterminds, like you definitely want to ask the question of how many people are in this mastermind, because mastermind's like one of those words. We all use it very loosely. It's very vague. How many people are in this mastermind? How often is the coach, the leader of the mastermind, coming in to interact with these women or this group? Like that's something you want to ask. What are the resources provided? Like on a monthly, weekly, what are the cadence of new resources that are coming in? Also, it's like I'm continuously adding challenges to this mastermind. So every month there's a new challenge, and I just came up with the September challenge and I'm freaking excited. It's going to be so cool. And all of it has to do with content. So it's like, for a fact that in your business, all of your success actually does come back to your content, truly. And your content is a direct reflection of who you are from within. So those are all the things that we're working on inside of the takeover. And once you can like strengthen who you are from within, and you can strengthen your personal brand, and you can splash your personality all over your content, people are going to be lined up to join you in your world. And before you know it, you will hit that 20K month, 30K, 50K, 100K. I don't care. I'm not even impressed by the money. What I'm impressed by is like who you have to become to make that happen. And I'm here for that. I'm here to coach you through that. All of that to say, go get on mission, go do your thing, keep lighting up the world with your magic. I love you so much, and I hope you have an amazing day. Mwah. Talk to you soon.